sit and listen to somebody all the time. So we do as a kind of normal lesson structure. There's a starter activity and a main body and a kind of plenary, and we use various different things throughout that. So we use Padlet, we've used Mentimeters, and we've done quizzes which are available through quizzes for MD to come and find. I don't like this bit that Lindsay's put in about me changing her outlines of fonts. Like I said, we always collaborate, we put things in, and then we get together and make sure it's going to be as best as possible. And again, resources are shared for the kids through Teams, and it's also on the SharePoint for E-sgoil. Next, please, Lindsay. Thank you. So we did our first week and we went with ergonomics. We identified ergonomics mainly because the course reports were saying that was an area of weakness with most candidates. So we kind of looked at 3 areas of ergonomics, and we looked at some exam style questions and how to apply ergonomics into design assignment. And after that first week, we'd asked all of the young people in our team to fill out a form to kind of identify areas that they would like to work on the most. And from that, we've used that to inform the lessons that we've planned on from there. Oh, Lindsay, can you go back? Sorry. So we've identified different areas, different topics. Some of them we had put in and suggested that these might be areas, and the young people are voting on it. And again, some of the other young people have come back and said, I would really particularly like some extra work on a particular area. And again, we've just kind of adapted to what the people in our team actually need our help with. So again, we've reviewed course reports just to kind of inform where our benchmark starting point was, and that's how we've kind of moved on from there. Next, please. Yeah, like I said, we're using various different feedback tools throughout the lesson and in flipped learning as well. We've been having a wee shot at the top there of marking a folio, example folio, that's been cross-marked by the SQA. It's not one of the exemplars, but it has been cross-marked by the SQA, so it's a good example of applying the knowledge and making sure the kids are understanding where the marks are coming from in order for them to then go and get good marks in their own folios. There are a series of quizzes that are available for MD to use on quizzes, and again we've been using these for starter activities just to assess where the kids' knowledge are at the beginning and then pinpoint where we need to move on from there. And one of our plenary activities is on the end there. It's kind of cut off unfortunately with the PowerPoint, but we've asked them just to kind of think about all the materials and manufacturing we were discussing in that lesson and to just fire words in there, and we share these all with the young people after the lesson's finished, and it's kind of a good resource to help them for revision and things too. You can move on, please. This is the timeline that we are currently working to. So like I said, week 1 we focused on ergonomics, looking at the 3 different areas and applying the knowledge in the exam context and into design assignment. We then spent a week looking at aesthetics, because that was one of the areas that young people highlighted that they were not feeling very confident in. And this week we were looking at design assignment, last week we looked at design assignment up to the stage of development. We talked through where the marks were coming from, what kind of things the SQA were looking from. We used our own teaching experience and our experiences both being markers to kind of give them a wee bit of hint and tip and hopes of cajoling them in the right direction. This week was materials and manufacturing, so that was one of the areas that young people had highlighted as being a big worry, a big concern, because there's quite a step up obviously from National 5 to higher. So we were looking this week at mostly just exam style questions, and next week we're going to look at how to apply their knowledge in their design assignment, because we felt that was 2 very different sets of skills. Week 6 we're going on to marketing. We're going to look at intellectual property, branding, niche market and so on. Then we're going to look at production methods, just-in-time Gantt charts, use of jigs, and performance and function. Again, from sort of week 4 onward, these are all, week 3 onward, are all things that young people had highlighted as being sort of weaknesses in their knowledge. I think that's us. Yep, it's over to Gareth, maybe?
Yep, hi there, I'm Gareth Sally. I'm from Queen Anne High School, and I'm taking the lead on the higher engineering with the E-sgoil folks, and Gavin Stewart is my wingman from Inverness. It's at Inverness Royal Academy. So it's higher level. We're Tuesday at 5. As I say, I'm doing the lead on that. I'm from Queen Anne and Gavin from Inverness Royal. As Ali has said, it's all signed up through Glow. Access is through the Microsoft Teams. And again, it's a flipped learning approach that we're using with all our content shared on Teams. And we've also instigated the OneNote. I'm putting up the content and the learning materials in the OneNote that is part of the team as well. So there's a number of different places that the pupils can get access to the stuff that we're using. Next slide, please. Gavin, do you want to take it from here? Hello, Gavin. Are you there? Okay, I'll take it. Gavin was going to do this one, but hey-ho. So this is our plan for the 10 weeks that we've got down at the minute, and we've currently just finished week 4, which is our MOSFETs, and it's obviously the analog, digital, and programming control that we're doing. Next week we're going to be going on to look at operational amplifiers. I've split that into 2 because it is historically one of the things that the kids do struggle with. Then it's on to digital, and then programmable control. Easter School, we put out a little questionnaire to the kids the other week there, and what came back very strongly from the feedback we got was it was nodal analysis that they wanted to be covered during the Easter School. So that is what I will be planning to do over the days that I have on Easter School. Next slide, please. Is Gavin there? No?
I've just got a message from Gavin. His connection has dropped out.
Okay,
Gavin,
that's fine.
You're able
I'm
to
going to double take this one, and Gavin was going to take one slide, so I'll just continue until Gavin hollers in. So yeah, some of the content then that we've got, just a wee examples there. We're going to be getting the kids to try and do some simulation next week. Not sure how that's going to work, but we'll give it a go anyway. And it's been brilliant for me actually, because for a good number of years I've been needing to update my notes, and so this has really given me the kick in the tail to go ahead and update my notes. So I've been updating my notes furiously so I could leave the legacy with the E-sgoil folks. And the approach that I've been taking with the E-sgoil is very similar to the way that I'm doing it within Queen Anne High School. Is the week before I'm putting a little video together, no more than 12-15 minutes, around about 10 minutes, where I am going through the theory of it. So it's I really concentrated 10 minutes on the theory of it, let's just say MOSFETs, for example. And that then is topped and tailed with the E-sgoil stuff, and then we've got learning intentions at the start of that and some success criteria as well that we would refer back to. And the video is put up 2 or 3 days before, so usually on the Sunday afternoon or Sunday night I'll put the video up, which is embedded in a PowerPoint. It's a 3-slide PowerPoint. The introduction with the learning intentions and success criteria. Then the next slide is what we are going to be doing that day and the documents you need to have. And then there is the little video that's embedded in there that the pupils, students can actually run, contained within that PowerPoint, and the video is separate at the same time. When it comes to the Tuesday evening, then it's a case of not quite repeating what we've done or what I've done in the video, but going over the key messages there, and then Gavin then takes the lead in actually exploring and breaking down, forensically breaking down. In this case, you can see it's a transistor exercise. So then Gavin takes the lead for breaking down forensically the transistor exercise here, looking at the maths and the physics behind that. In amongst all that, can we have the next slide, please? Questionnaires that we're giving the students. So what we've been doing is that whilst I was doing my wee bit of theory, I had given Gavin a few questions to ask the kids, and he would go in through the team and create the wee poll. And what we've been doing is we've had a poll at the start, so when the kids are coming in, right at the start, there's a wee question just to see where the learning is at that minute in time. So this past week's one, it was MOSFET, so a very simple one. Is the MOSFET a current controlled device, or a voltage controlled device? So that was our opening question, and that, although it may seem for us a very straightforward and simple question, it will elicit some response for the kids. Thankfully, it was 100% the right answer, so that was good. And all the way through our 45 minutes or an hour, we're putting little polls like that, a true or false, or a choice of 3, which would it be? And then that then will inform us for the next bit of the teaching, even within that hour that we've got. And as we say, we go with that. We did a poll about the Easter School, I've said that already. We did a poll about how they were finding it, and it is in line with what Donald said. I made mine out of 10, and it was getting 8.59 out of 10, so I was quite happy with that in terms of the feedback, and we're getting good feedback from the pupils as well. The information that we're able to impart to them is adding to and underpinning as well what has been taught in class or online. So it's been a very positive experience for me as a classroom teacher, it has to be said, and it's pushed me that bit further as well to improve my own practice. So there's plus points all round on that one, and we've been getting very good feedback from the pupils, and that is engineering science at higher. I think we've got Scott next.
Afternoon, everyone. So myself, Caroline and Scott have been looking after higher graph comm. Lindsay, if you just go on to the first slide, that would be grand. Our webinars are at 5 on a Wednesday, and obviously sign up using Glow, just as everyone else has talked about. And then they get access to the Microsoft team and all of the resources that go into there. Scott's obviously got his design class website, which is, I'm sure we can all say we've used, and the resources are going up there as well. I know I use that website heavily when I'm back in school. And all of our content as well is taken from the course spec, that off of the E-sgoil website. So yeah, our approach was to kind of prepare pupils for the written assessment and the practical assignment elements. But we in the Highlands, as you'll see from Donald's from Donald's slides, we're not heavy users of Glow. So that's one thing that I've been getting to grips with, which is going in and getting logins for my pupils so that they can attend our webinars. So that's something that you can do if you need to. Next slide, please, Lindsay. So, like I say, we've been busy. We've made up over 20 videos, and by the term we, I mean Scott has produced 20 videos on various different bits and pieces. There's more to come as well. There's a course notes booklet that we've got as well, and it's in PDF format, and then we've got practice questions as well, and that's an editable PDF so that we can use on the computer and type on our Chromebooks that we use up in Highland or whatever your device is. And obviously that has benefits for when it comes to marking. I know I've had experiences of people sending me screenshots of paper in the dark and upside down, making it nice and easy to mark as if it wasn't hard enough. And then we've got some assets as well to help make layouts. And it's kind of got videos to support that in a sort of tutorial style as well. And again, you might have seen these on the design class website already. There's a variety of tasks on there to support assessment and skills that are going to be useful for the course assignment. And there you can see some examples. I've used this book with some of my kids already, and the response to it was very good. So again, I'd encourage everyone to use it as well if needed. Lindsay, can I get next slide, please? Thanks. So here's our timetable. We're obviously on week 4, and there's a lot in it. We've been quite ambitious with the content that we've tried to put in, because we're obviously very wary of the sort of legacy resources we're going to be leaving behind. So our webinars are quite fast paced, if we're honest, and we use the videos that Scott's created, and then supplement them with the past paper style questions that myself and Caroline have created, and that tends to be our structure after a brief introduction and then taking time for questions at the end. So we're obviously on week 4 right now, and that was week 4. There was the intended plan. We had a little bit of IT issues this week, so although we got through some of that stuff, we haven't got through all of it, and we will be planning on going back and filling in those cracks for next week. It might be that week 5 is actually a little bit more DTP. However, the week beyond that will definitely be CAD. And we picked these areas based on changes to the SQA documents as well. Obviously, we knew that British Standards was coming out. We obviously saw that as a big part of the course, and then DTP and CAD being the other two sort of big chunks, if you like, that we thought we could get the most bang for our buck out of in terms of helping students. And I think that's me for that one. Next slide, please, Lindsay. So our approach is a Teams call on a Sunday, Monday to Tuesday, and again we plan how we're going to chunk our learning. One of the things that's been really useful for me is seeing how people or Caroline and Scott break down their approach to teaching DTP elements and principles, and they do it very differently to me, and quite frankly do it a lot better than I do. So it's been a really good sort of learning experience for me, and it's already having an impact on the pupils that I teach, because quite frankly they're getting a better experience than had I not been part of these webinars. So it's been really useful so far. Scott produces the videos, and myself and Caroline, we've been producing the layouts so far, and past paper questions to supplement the videos. And then Tuesday evenings we have a dry run, and we check the pace, which we're quite aware of is quite fast. And we check to make sure Scott's got his mic on, quite frankly. Yeah, and like we say, there live questions are asked in the commentary, and myself and Caroline take turns to monitor the chat bar. And again, the content goes into the team or can be accessed on design class. Yeah. Okay, next slide, Lindsay. So I've used these videos and the content so far, and we've been very wary of how we've been creating content, and we've tried to make it suitable for the webinars, but also make it really suitable for now, and make it really suitable, the videos and the content really suitable for the future as well. So we've tried to make resources, again, that we're going to have good bang for a buck, and like I say, have been created with flexibility in mind. I've literally written down as many ways of learning as we can think of there. So they're suitable for synchronous, asynchronous, face-to-face, flipped, blended, and semi-synchronous. That was the new one I heard this week. So whatever your approach is as a school or as a class, the video and videos and the content that we're creating would be useful for you, I'd imagine. And again, the PDFs that are editable are really useful as well, in terms of from a marking standpoint, and from I've certainly had comments from my own pupils saying the editable PDFs are great. We want more of these. So that's been some really good feedback. And for me, the personal approaches again that I've taken is I've dropped the videos into my Google Classrooms. I've been helping with a Google Authority, so we've dropped them in a Google Classroom. We've embedded them into forms, and again given some questions on Edpuzzle as well, which is another sort of a way to chop up videos and create content there as well. So the good thing about these videos is, obviously, if you've used videos in the past, they're not necessarily taken directly from the SQA or the course spec. So sometimes there's some stuff that's not relevant or whatever, and these videos are created, formulated with that in mind. They're really good, and there's no time wasted. No time wasted there in terms of watching stuff that's not relevant. So we've had in another Education Scotland webinar that I attended, I think it was 8 minutes or 6 minutes, Kirsty, I think was the max time for a video, or the recommended time.
I think a max.
So we've kind of had that in mind when it's come to creating these videos. And yeah, semi-synchronous. No, I heard that term with a colleague of mine who coined it. I don't know where he's taken it from, and I don't necessarily think we need another one. I like hybrid, to be honest.
I know the videos are meant to be maximum 6 minutes, but there is one on typography which is 8 minutes, but only because about 4 minutes of that is a rant about Comic Sans. So I do apologise.
There you go.
Well, I think we'll let you off. That's okay.
Yeah, too right.
But yeah, we were quite keen to talk about collaboration as teachers, based on this kind of experience. Before we started, I had never met Scott before, and I'd heard Caroline speak at TTA once upon a time as well, but we've never actually spoken. So we were just kind of three random teachers, if you like, that were interested in helping out. So with that, there's 3 teachers that are used to being in control of their own classes and stuff like that. So when we came together, it was really good, because without even trying, we had that sort of open culture, and honesty about where we're strong with regards to our content, and where we think we're good at teaching, where our learners in the past have not been so strong. And it's quite frankly, it's been the best sort of CPD I've done for subject specific stuff, just by speaking to other teachers that have taught for a while. So it's been really, really valuable. And again, different perspectives about how things are taught, chunked up, or the best approach moving forward being discussed. Is all that sort of informal dialogue has been absolutely fantastic in terms of learning. And for me, it's been great. So we're hoping after the 8-week block, if we carry on or don't, that we'll have a wee network after that, and that's 3 teachers across 3 different authorities, or 2 regional improvement collaboratives, if you want to use those terms. And moving forward, certainly if time allows it, having that sort of enhanced network, I'd definitely be looking to see what goes on in their departments, and likewise, if they want to ever make the trip up north to come and see my departments, I'd be obviously more than happy to have them. But certainly the sort of teacher, the selfish teacher in me, it's been a fantastic experience in terms of my own development, and that's something that I was very keen to share. And then obviously fundamentally at the end, we're going to have a lot of resources moving forward, to help with outcomes for students, in the sense that we're going to have a lot of resources, and a lot of high quality resources directly applicable to the course. I think, that's just about me. So in terms of leaving a legacy, again, that was something we were very, very keen to make sure we had in the front of our minds when it came to creating our resources. So again, we're going to be looking to create photorealistic CGI stuff, graphic design, animations, CAD/CAM and simulations, and again, resources for pupils, parents and teachers that can be dropped in as required. I know certainly thinking lesson plans and things like that for helping, not to tell anyone how to teach, but just ideas to get people thinking, and these can be adapted obviously to suit. That's kind of where we are moving forward.